So now we're ready to play with the energies of the root and the sacral chakra using the upgraded KaHa system of Lemuria. And so we're playing with the energies of the wombat or Kopanui, which is a light language sound, and the KaHa, or the talking parrot, in the root chakra. And we're playing with the energies and embodying the energies in the sacral chakra of the Fatura, the falcon, representing purification, and Namu, the dove, representing peace. And each of these two beings of the root and the sacral chakra are assisted by the medicines coming from the stars for the Kopanui, the land elephant, and the sea elephant. Sea elephant is the masculine, land elephant is the feminine. And for the KaHa, it's the leopard, resourcefulness, and the Uma, the grounded human. And for the Fatura, the falcon, it is the shaman, which we all know what the shaman is, and Waitwara, the camel. And for the dove, the second being, representing the sacral chakra and peace, it is the bear, the feminine aspect of Uta, healing and evolution, and the Ikara, the eagle, and that represents self-expression. So there's a lot packed in there, but those are the movements that we are going to play with. So let's just have fun now. I know it's confusing, but it gets fun because we get to embody these benevolent beings coming from the earth, the sky, the constellation, the cosmos, the land, water, and sky. And that is beautiful. So I'm going to start with the sun flow. We'll start at the top of the mat. Yeah, it can be seen. And we're going to start in the universal shaman pose. So I'm going to go like this. So it's like Tadasana. We can start with our feet slightly apart. Feet are parallel, and the palms are facing forward to help us lift the chest. This is the shaman pose, the basic shaman pose, which has a lot of different ways to practice, but we're going to start like this, like mountain pose or Tadasana, standing tall like a mountain, shaman. And then we inhale the arms up and do a gentle back bend. And this represents the energies of the, or the medicines of Wyatt Twara, or the camel. And then we're going to float down slowly. This is very slow and gentle. And we're just going to hang, and you can bend your legs at the knees if you want to. And this represents the energies of Waitwara, the resting camel. So I say that because look, we have that hump. And the hump is where we carry the medicines, and that helps us with the energies of patience, which is so important. So breathe. So now we're going to bend the legs at the knees as much as you need to, and we're going to bring the legs back to an easy lunge. Okay, and if you like, you can always make that deeper, but that's your choice. So I'm going to be here, and we're just going to be working with the root and the sacral chakra, and we can add our arms. And these are the arms, for example, of the falcon. And let's go up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, so from here, let's now bring our hands down, and let's curl our toes under, and we'll move into downward facing dog, or in the Vedic, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. You can stay high up on your toes, or you can bring your heels down, whichever works for you, but breathe fully and deeply. And breathe. So from here, let's go into plank pose. So it's sort of like staff pose, or toku toku in the Lemurian. And so now, let's go ahead now and bend our legs at the knees. Bend the legs at the knees. And we are on all fours. And so let's go ahead and do Kopanui, which is the first nature being of the root chakra, the wombat representing creative power in the womb, really the womb where the child is born. So that is so important. And it is nutrition. So we're going to start with what's like cat and cow, but I'm calling it the wombat because we're connecting to the womb space. So look up for that arch and round the back, looking at your womb space. So let's arch, bringing the womb space towards the floor, and round, looking at the womb space and bringing the womb space towards the navel. Let's do it a few times with the rhythm and flow of your breath. Connecting to the energies of Kopanui, or the wombat. Nutrition, growth, and power. Bringing us the child, assisted by the Kuyapuku and the Korapuku, the grandmother, land elephant, and the grandfather, sea elephant. So let's keep doing that as we listen to the story of the root chakra and the sacral chakra of the upgraded KaHa system. Okay, so from here, we're going to play with the energies of Kuyapuku, which is the grandmother elephant. Okay, so we're going to, this is something you've probably known from regular Hatha yoga, but now we're embodying the energies, and this is a powerful pose. Bring your right leg back and your left arm forward and balance. But with this being Kuyapuku and the land elephant, we're going to reach for the leaves of the trees, or play with, like a child, reaching for the leaves of the trees, bringing it to the mouth, and then bringing the knee in. Let's do it 4 more times. Reaching for the leaves and the fruit, bringing them to the mouth, and bringing the knee in towards the womb. 3, 4, and 5. All right, down. Now this time, let's take the left leg out and the right arm forward, and we're going to reach for the leaves and fruit of the tree, bringing it to the mouth and bringing the knee in towards the room. 4 more times. 2, 3, 4, and 5. There you go. So now we're going to come down onto our belly, and this is called Koropuku, and this is the grandfather sea elephant. Okay, so like a sea elephant, we're going to play like the child plays, and we're going to be like a sea elephant. And in Vedic, this is usually called a version of Salabhasana or locust, but let's make it now the sea elephant, Koropuku, which is an upgraded sound and light tone from the Vedic. Arms out, and we're going to go up and down with our hands 12 times, like a sea elephant swimming in the waters of the ocean. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, Let's stay a little longer, go up higher, like a sea elephant, koro puku, grandfather. Come down, rest for a breath or two. Push up onto all fours and push back into child's pose. Child's pose is very important because it is the leader, the child, Tama, the Lemurian, of the KaHa and the Motus and the Lemurian KaHa system. The child, the energies and codes of the child, Tama. So from here, let's come up and we're going to go into a squat. Squats are so powerful and helpful for us. So let me go like this first. If needed, you can get a block or a blanket for your heels like this, or perhaps you don't need it, or you can stay up on your toes. But this is the squat representing KaHa, the talking parrot. Okay, so that is the Motu, or the nature being, representing the root chakra, or Taro. And so, you know, me telling this story and you practicing this pose, which I now call KaHa, because it is an upgraded version of Malasana, okay, the talking parrot with for self-expression. So let's practice it. And you're either on a block or on a blanket or a bolster, or maybe you're just on your toes like that, or maybe your heels are down. This is a powerful pose. So now we're going to add our arms and be like a talking parrot. There's so much to say here, and the voice of a talking parrot. So very powerful. Let's go up and down 12 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, back to here. KaHa, the talking parrot. And so from here, we're going to go into a pose that's often known as thunderbolt pose in the Vedic asana system, but I'm calling it Uma because it's upgraded chakra system with movement, and this represents the grounded human. So I like to practice in this pose breath. So let's breathe up and down the spine and do color breathing. Just visualize the colors of the chakras as you breathe up and down the spine from the root all the way to the crown. So the white light becomes the colors of the rainbow. The white light of the soul star chakra above the crown, Maita, become the violet color of the crown, the indigo color of the third eye, the blue color of the throat, the green, emerald green color of the heart, the yellow color of the sacral, the orange color, or the yellow color of the solar plexus, excuse me, the orange color of the sacral, and the red color of the root. And we're playing with those energies in the upgraded KaHa system. So breathe up and down the spine in this pose, which I call Uma, the grounded human. So we're grounding the physicality of the land, water, and sky, all of those energies into the earth. Okay. So the next star constellation, or medicine, really I should be calling it medicine or KaHa, supporting the talking parrot is the leopard. So I like to get either a block or a blanket, and so let's get the blanket. And then I will put my hands here, and I'm going to be on all fours and then press back and bring my forehead towards the floor. It doesn't have to touch. And that's a great stretch for the shoulders, but it's also a great way to embody the energies of Taro, the leopard, bringing the energies to the root chakra of resourcefulness. So let's practice that with our breath flowing. And feel the energies of the leopard, or Taro, as you breathe. Now let's come up onto all fours and come down onto our belly and bring our hands out in front of us and push up. And so this is like an easy cobra in the asanas that we're familiar with, but I call it the leopard, Taro, because we're about to pounce up a tree just like the leopard. We're embodying those energies. So enjoy feeling the resourcefulness of the Taro, the leopard, as we are embodying the movements in the upgraded KaHa system coming from Lemuria. Okay, come down. Bring your hands onto the floor, bolster, or blanket, as in my case, and push back into the resting leopard. Stretching the shoulders. Okay. So I'm going to come back here so you can see me. So we're in this version, which is like child's pose. Now we're going to come back up onto all fours. And we are now in downward dog. Either high up on your toes, or you can bring the heels down. And so now we're going to bring the same left leg forward, or you can just walk up if that doesn't work for you. Bringing the knee down and just stretching again. Bringing the hands down. Now bringing the back leg, the right leg, because we started with this leg, up. And now let's hang. And this is the resting camel, white twada. Now you can begin to come up slowly. Bring your hands up and make a gentle, very gentle arch for the standing camel. Bring your hands down into shaman. Okay. So let's just do that one more time, more quickly without explanation. Inhale, the hands up. Exhale, fold, bending your legs as generously as needed, hanging there for a gentle sun flow. Breathing. Now bend your legs generously at the knees and bring the other leg, which is the right leg back, either into a deeper lunge, if that's what you prefer or can do, or a more gentle lunge like this. Now let's go ahead now, and we're going to bring our hands out, and this time we're going to do a mudra, which is you bring your thumb and middle finger together and then lift the chest. And this reminds me of a dove. So these are the dove arms that we are now playing with. And this is part of the sacral chakra, Namu. Okay. Okay, so from here, we're going to push up, and one more time, we're going to go into downward facing dog, either high on your toes or bringing the heels down. Okay, come down onto plank, then down into all fours, and then we're going to do Kopanui, which is often seen as cat and cow, but we're calling it wombat now. So let's just arch and round. Arch, lifting up, round, looking at your womb space, bringing the womb space to the floor, rounding your womb space towards the spine, breathing fully and deeply, feeling the breath move up and down the spine. Kopanui or wombat pose, embodying the energies of nutrition, growth, and power, assisted by the grandmother land elephant and the grandfather sea elephant and the child, the mother and father pose and the child. Come to center. And now let's do the Kuyapuku or the grandmother land elephant. Let's bring your left leg back and your right hand out and reach for the fruits and the leaves of the tree, bringing it to your mouth, bringing the knee to the womb space. Then do it 2, 3, 4, and 5. Coming down. And let's do the other side. Let's bring the left arm out and the right leg back. Same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come down. So from here, let's go ahead now, come to the floor, and we're going to do the Koropuku, or the grandfather sea elephant. So we embody the elephant of a sea lion, or a sea elephant swimming through the ocean. So arms out, and let's lift that 12 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Let's stay up a little longer, a little bit longer. Yay, come down. Push up, back into tabletop, Kopanui, and down into child's pose, which is also called Tama in the Lemurian light language sounds, essences. So from there, let's go up onto all fours and push up into down dog. Heels up or down. But feel the energies of the breath moving up and down the spine, pressing through the inner heels, pressing through the hands. And then you can either come down and walk up, or you can bring your right leg forward. And here we are again in the lunge. And then we come up and we hang into the resting camel. And come up onto all fours. Into the camel pose. And down into shaman. Okay, so now we're going to come to the middle of the mat, and now I'm facing you, and we're going to do Fatura, which is the falcon. Very powerful pose. So from the shaman pose, we widen our legs wide. Okay, let's start with the sides of the feet parallel, which is a common pose that we often do in asana. Press through the inner heel, slide with the feet parallel, and then slide the hands down the legs, keeping the body looking forward or extended, and press with the feet and come up. Okay, so from there, now the difference is in Fatura, Our legs are wide, but now we're bringing them out. So now the feet are out. So you're going to get a different feeling. And it's often called goddess pose. Let's place our hands on the hips and come down as if we want to come to a parallel thigh position to the floor, if that works for you, or if not, as far as you can go comfortably. Okay, and you might want to tuck your tailbone in a little bit, just so there's not too much of an arch in the back. Bring your hands up like this, which we've been doing, up and down 12 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Come up. And now let's just go up and down 12 times, embodying the energies of purification of the falcon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Come up. Now, sides of the feet parallel. They're not out anymore. Now bring them in. And here we are in the universal shaman pose. The medicine supporting, from the constellation, supporting Patura, the falcon. And then let's just one more time rest in the resting camel or Wayatwara, feet slightly wide, and extend forward from the hip crease and just hang, embodying the energies of carrying the medicines or KaHa in your hump, which brings patience. Patience is so important. And breathe and rest like a camel, taking the time to rest, never rushing, and breathe. Hands on the hips, press to the feet, inhale. Come up from the strength of the legs. And so now, what we'll do is, standing in shaman, we're going to move into the movements of the dove, bringing us peace, representing the energies of peace. So let's start. And so we're really working the hips. So from here, we'll go into this mudra like this, the thumb and the middle finger like this. That helps us keep a lifted chest. And we're bringing the leg out like this. And we are going up and balancing, if that works. Or you can go up and down with the foot, but you're embodying the energies of peace of Namu, the dove. And the dove is assisted by Ikara. Ikara is the eagle. And so we can practice eagle movements in many ways, but from the dove we can practice it like this. Bringing the leg back, bringing the leg back and expressing yourself like an eagle. And then come back and then down. Now we're into the bear. Uta, representing healing and evolution. And come down more, because swats are so wonderful to practice. Healing and evolution. And the counterclockwise movement of the hands is actually an important way to purify and to undo what no longer serves. So when we're working with the root and the sacral chakra, there's a lot of undoing. That's where we hold a lot of tension and trauma. And so by going counterclockwise, we are undoing. Okay, this is the bear. The bear. And let's go back. So Let's do the other side. Okay. So remember, you actually you can use a chair. So you don't. I'm just going to get a chair now, so that you can remember to know that you can use a chair to help you for support, so that you can stay longer. So let's bring our hands. Then our legs go out and like this. Okay. Okay. To practice Namu, the dove, peace. Into the eagle, ikara, self-expression, and into the bear. There, counterclockwise. There you go, counterclockwise. All right, we are undoing when we move our hands in the counterclockwise position. And whenever our legs are in a squat, we're really doing a lot for our body. A lot of healing, a lot of strength that we're gaining. All right, so let's come back into the universal human. And so let's practice that one more time. This time I'll do this. Okay, so we stand here, and then we bring our hands out. We bring our leg out, and we can bring it up. And then we can bring the leg back into ikara. And you can always bring your hands down so that you can refine the pose without having to balance and fall. Bring them out, then come back and into the bear. Very healing. Healing is important for evolution and upgrading. So we're moving our hands in the counterclockwise position. And then we come back into KaHa, or the universal human, supporting the sacral chakra. Toi is the name in Lemurian. Let's do the other side. Hands in mudra, chest lifted, pressing down and grounding into the earth, and bringing your feet up, your legs up, into Namu, into ikara, self-expression, into Uta, the healing evolution, healing and evolution that the bear energies, medicine from the star constellations bring. Okay, we'll go down more. Okay, very healing. So we are undoing a lot of trauma and programs that are embedded in the root and sacral chakra with the movement, intention, sound and light codes, and the spiraling of our body. So come back to KaHa, the shaman, supporting the sacral chakra. So we can always use chairs, walls, but this is just an introduction. And so the next little video I'm going to do for my class, because next week I'm going to be at the Outer Banks and I want them to do something, will be how to do the poses of the sacral chakra, falcon fatura, and Namu the dove in a restorative way. So we'll do that next, the restorative Facebook Live. So this is for my class. I'm going to the Outer Banks next week, and or actually this week into next week. And so this is what they can do, and you can join them if you want. So Wawa Nui, Ni Marana, and also Namaste.